Right now at noon, new information. Police identify the suspects in this week's murder investigation in Beloit. Plus, President Trump threatening a government shutdown if he can't get funding for his border wall. And later, a look at some of the best Black Friday deals around and how people are welcoming in the holiday shopping season.
This is News 3 at noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 on this Friday. Hope you all had a nice and peaceful Thanksgiving. Let's go to the Weather Center now. Peaceful is not necessarily the word we're going to be using in the weather perhaps this weekend.
That's right. At least starting right now, that's as peaceful as we're going to get. We are tracking rain chances that'll be moving into the picture as we go through tonight and into tomorrow. And then from there, well, things just get a little bit peachy, if you will, in terms of your Sunday forecast. 46 degrees the temperature right now. Pretty cloudy out there. 47 in Kenosha. Already we've surpassed what I expected to be our high temperature earlier this morning. That's due to a south wind at about 13 miles per hour, and that's a classic forecaster mistake, I will admit. When you have a strong southerly wind, typically your forecast temperatures end up on the warmer end of things, and so we'll probably make it into the upper 40s and even low 50s for some today if we don't get anything to kind of stop those temperatures from increasing. The only thing that could stop those temperatures, that is the cloud cover moving in right now. Of course, here's the system moving in over central Iowa. That's going to be bringing chances for rain later today. So expect those temperatures to be a bit warmer, but by about 6:30, we'll see the rain chances moving in. They'll stick around through the overnight hours and into early on Saturday. Then by Sunday, we have declared an alert day for the possibility, not a guarantee, but the possibility of a significant accumulating snowfall. I'll be breaking down how things are shaping up with that coming up in Maine weather.
All right, keep an eye on that for everybody heading home on Sunday.
Absolutely.
All right, Chris, we'll see you in a few minutes. Topping the news at noon, police in Middleton are investigating several reports of shots fired overnight. The calls came from the North Lake and Bishops Bay neighborhood around 2 a.m. Police say through their investigation, they were able to determine that multiple gunshots had been fired off. It's still an active investigation, and police are encouraging any witnesses to come forward with information. In Beloit, we now know the name of the suspect in the murder investigation from this week. The Beloit Police Department identified him as 20-year-old Ezekiel Acosta. He's been arrested in connection to the shooting death of 49-year-old Jose Carrera-Reese Wednesday night. Carrera-Reese was shot inside a home on Harrison Avenue around 8:15. He was later pronounced dead at the hospital. According to a news release, the firearm that investigators believe was involved in the shooting was recovered at the scene. Police say there are no additional suspects and there is no ongoing threat to the neighborhood. A house exploded in St. Paul, Minnesota this morning. The first calls came in around 8:30. One victim was inside and taken to the hospital. Their condition is unknown right now. 8 neighbors have also been displaced, with their homes being damaged by debris. Fire crews also rescued a dog and a cat. Both are alive. Flags will fly at half-staff through the weekend across Wisconsin as a World War II soldier is finally laid to rest. Private First Class Joseph Natvik was flying a cargo plane when it went down in a remote area of India. His remains were just recovered and identified in September. He'll be buried with full military honors in Columbus on Sunday. In California this morning, the deadliest wildfire in state history is almost fully contained, but not before killing another person in its path. Authorities say 84 people have now died as a result of those fires that started back on November 8th. More than 560 people are still missing, but rescue crews still believe many of them could be safe and are just unreachable and don't know that they've been reported as missing. President Trump headed for his Florida golf club this morning, but only after firing off a tweet about border security. The president said he could force a government shutdown if Congress doesn't fund his wall along the U.S.-Mexico border. He tweeted, "Republicans and Democrats must come together, finally, with a major border security package, which will include funding for the wall."
The wall is just a part of border security, a very important part, probably the most important part. But could there be a shutdown? There certainly could, and it will be about border security.
The president said the wall and the military are needed to stop the caravan of migrants from entering the U.S. A White House official said the president approved a memo from Chief of Staff John Kelly instructing the Department of Defense to allow use of force, including lethal force, where necessary, even though it's illegal for the military to act as law enforcement. Black Friday is here, the start of the annual holiday shopping season. It's estimated more than 100 million Americans are shopping today for the best deals, both in person and online. Tom Hansen has more.
Throngs of Black Friday shoppers poured into Minnesota's Mall of America promptly when the doors opened at 5 a.m. local time.
We just think it's so much fun.
Many had lined up since the night before.
Waiting overnight was bad. It was cold and it was windy and I don't know, I just didn't, well, it's worth it now.
Eager shoppers played out a similar scene in Denver, rushing in when the gates went up this morning. Some malls, such as the Braintree Mall in Massachusetts, stayed open through the night as customers hunted for Black Friday bargains.
We had some coffee around 3, and we're going to head home pretty soon, but right now we're doing great.
Analysts expect a strong holiday retail season. They estimate consumers will spend a little more than $1,000 on average between now and the holidays, about $70 more than last year.
It's really tied to what we're seeing in general with consumer confidence being high, and all of that is translating into people being, a little more willing each year to spend on gifts for their families or items for themselves.
While millions of Americans do their Black Friday shopping at malls like here at the Westchester in New York, analysts expect Americans to also spend nearly $6 billion online today.
A lot of people are going to find super deals on computers, tablets, and TVs on Black Friday online.
And this is just the start. 164 million people are expected to hunt for gifts this holiday shopping weekend. Tom Hansen, CBS News, White Plains, New York.
And unlike electronics, retail analysts say when it comes to shopping online for toys, the better deals are on Cyber Monday, not Black Friday. Well, still ahead at noon, a look at your Black Friday stock and egg numbers. But first, let's see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Whether you got up early to grab your Black Friday deals or you're doing some cyber shopping, we have a warm-you-up specialty coffee that is the best feeling. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. After eating a big meal and then some late night leftovers, let me tell you, I was stuffed. But there's no need to worry about those calories because today, many of us will be working them off as we take advantage of our Black Friday specials. You know, it's quite a workout fighting the crowds and schlepping packages from one end of the mall to the other. But when you get home, I have a creamy, dreamy specialty coffee that I know you'll love. We start off by adding espresso powder to some boiling water. And just in case you're not familiar with it, think of it as a very strong granulated coffee, and we can find it in our markets along with our regular coffee. To that, we add some milk, heavy cream, and a splash, okay, a very generous splash of amaretto, which is an almond liqueur, and we let that simmer. After whipping up some heavy cream with powdered sugar and a touch of vanilla, we are done. I only wish you could smell this. And with each sip, you get the cozy glow from its warmth, a kick from the coffee. After all, you did get up early, and the ah from the amaretto. To get the recipe for what we call our almond cafe latte, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a soothing break from shopping kind of way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
All right, Howard, thank you. Still ahead, a look at some of the best Black Friday deals this year and a preview of tomorrow's Small Business Saturday. And your weekend forecast, including a closer look at our alert day. That's when we come back. Our Call for Action phone bank is open right now, ready to take on your consumer issues. You can call our hotline. Volunteers will help you with any consumer complaints. The number is 608-270-2833. The service is open every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday between 11 and 1. A retail roundup for the holiday shopping weekend. Here's Diane King Hall with today's Money Watch report.
Wall Street is back open for a half day of trading this Friday after being closed for the Thanksgiving holiday. Meanwhile, on Main Street, Wallet Hub analyzed the best deals consumers can find for Black Friday. Walmart is knocking $100 off a 6th-generation Apple iPad. If you are in the market for a laptop, you can save more than $200 on a 15-inch HP Pavilion 360 convertible at Staples. And for the gamers, Microsoft is taking about $100 off an Xbox One S Minecraft Creators Bundle. After Black Friday, next up is Small Business Saturday. That's the day Americans are encouraged to shop local and support small businesses. On average, 67 cents of every dollar spent at a local business stays within the community. That's according to a study from American Express. And 87% of respondents surveyed plan to support local businesses this holiday season. More holiday shoppers are heading online to cross gifts off their list this year. According to KPMG, 1/3 of consumers are expected to shop online this Cyber Monday. That's an increase of 4% from last year. The survey found that millennials and higher income households are driving the shift to online shopping. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Diane King Hall.
And here's a look at the half-day markets. The market is closed now, so these are the final numbers for the day. The Dow Industrials down 178 points. The NASDAQ down 33. Q106 Farm Director Pam Yaki out of the radio barn today. So here are your farm numbers. And Pam will return on Monday. Chris Reese is here now with our forecast, and all eyes are on Sunday.
All eyes really are on Sunday. That's the bulk of our forecast. Of course, I want to start you guys with what's going on out there right now. The temperature 46 degrees. We do have a lot of cloud cover out there as well. Expect that cloud cover to stick with us on this Friday. Temperatures will also stay about where they are. We may warm up a couple more degrees, and some of us may reach the low 50s. The reason that is possible is because we have winds out of the south at 13 miles per hour. You have a strong south wind in play, and temperatures are proven to typically take off in these types of setups. And so we've seen that today. Our expected high was 45. We've already passed that, so we'll have to adjust those numbers upward going through the day. 46 in Janesville right now. Lone Rock at 48 as well. This is all a warm up ahead of a next system moving our way that's going to be bringing some chances for some rain into the area. We're already tracking the cloud cover that's moving in right now. There's the shower activity across parts of central Iowa. That shower activity will be increasing as we go through the night. So let's go ahead and take you hour by hour. Here we are at 3:30. You see those winds still coming out of the south and southeast. Rain starting to move in from the west at that point by 6 o'clock. I know some folks down in Beloit watching 6 o'clock very closely for the parade that's going on. This model holding off the rain by then, which is good news for that parade. But we will see those showers increase, especially as we work our way into the overnight hours and throughout early on Saturday. Now, throughout the day on Saturday, we'll keep the clouds around. Temperatures will be falling through the 30s and then just kind of staying steady in the upper 30s and lower 40s. So Saturday itself, a cool day that sets the stage as we head into Sunday, which we're keeping all eyes on. The models are in total disagreement, honestly, but here's how the midday model runs have done with the system. This is the GFS model as we go through Sunday at 3 o'clock in the morning. Watch how the region of low pressure takes a farther northerly track Sunday at 10:30, tracking right over Chicago as we get you into the afternoon, and you see the heavy snow along with the gusty winds as that works its way on towards the north and east. That's the GFS model. Then we bring in the NAM, and it is much farther to the south along with the shield of snow. Here it is as we go through Sunday afternoon, and you notice that shield of snow doesn't even make it into Wisconsin at that point as it continues to push on to the east. But here's the GFS in terms of snow potential. With that farther northerly track, it shows upwards of 8 to 9 inches of snow in some spots. Then we flip things over to the NAM, and well, it's completely different. All that snow is farther to the south. So here's my latest thinking. I think these areas in the blue are at the greatest threat for seeing winter storm accumulation-worthy snows. That's over 6 inches within a 24-hour time span. As we go through Sunday, we are going to watch this very closely as it has the potential to shift either farther to the north are farther to the south. Stay tuned. Of course, we are going to keep you very much up to date. But winter storm watches have been issued, especially for areas to our south and west so far, and we'll see if we get included in those. We do have an alert day going through your Sunday. Other than that, we do get cold as we head through the middle of next week. More snow chances arrive as we get you towards the end of next week.
And it should be a dry Badger game tomorrow afternoon.
It should be a dry Badger game. It'll be chilly and breezy, cloudy as well.
Football weather?
It's dry.
All right. Thank you, Chris.
My pleasure.
There's more to come on News 3 at noon. When we come back, an everlasting love story for 5 area brothers and their families. This News 3 exclusive is next. Welcome back. There is a family in southwest Wisconsin that is marking a big milestone 5 times. It's a celebration the rest of us can only hope to make it to, and many of us won't even have that opportunity. Leland Scheid traveled back to her hometown of Highland to bring us a story a half a century or more in the making.
Inside this small town is where a big love story begins.
Oh, that was a very cold day in November.
Highland happens to be home to the Beckus family.
This is our wedding picture.
Arnie and Ruth.
1959, November 14th.
But to hear their first chapter, we met in Madison for a celebratory lunch of sorts.
It will soon be 59 years in 3 weeks.
Married nearly 6 decades, they're celebrating a milestone a little early.
What was good about being married 59 years?
Well, it's better than not being married 59 years, I'll tell you that. No.
But this isn't the only Beckus couple counting their blessings.
Well, let's see.
57 years.
Arnie's brother Verge and wife Lana
57 in December.
have their own story to celebrate.
Here's a wedding picture.
Both marriages are well over that half-century mark, and this fairy tale family romance is nowhere near the end. There are a couple more characters we should introduce you to.
52 years. We've been married 56 years.
August?
In August.
June 18th,
50 years.
and 66. I better get this right.
That's Everett and Janet, Delbert and Joan, and Norman and Yvonne. All 5 brothers, married to their significant others
Great.
for 50 years or more.
Couldn't have been any better.
I think it's wonderful. I can't imagine that we did this.
I think we're really lucky to end up with 5 women that have a lot of patience like that.
You might wonder where these boys got the resolve to write their stories half a century long each.
I think a lot was in the upbringing, too.
They attribute it to their hometown and the century-old farm they grew up on.
You had to do a lot of work.
Work ethic.
I think that really helped us growing up on the farm. To learn how to work and give and take a little bit.
It's not often these days you'll find 5 couples 50 years in love.
Oh, there's a handsome boy.
Is he still handsome?
No, some days.
50 plus. 50 plus.
50 plus.
And for the rest of us, hoping to have our own happily ever afters, there's a lesson to be learned from these couples, still working on the ending to theirs.
Work it out. It takes a lot of work.
I think it's trust and respect.
And I think you gotta wanna do it. It's easy to say, slam the door and leave, I think, nowadays.
Love and respect each other.
That's right.
That's the thing. And it doesn't always go the way you want it, but you got to give in sometimes and help each other out one way or the other.
In Highland, I'm Leah Lynchide for WISC News 3.
Congratulations 5 times over. It's something to be thankful for this holiday season.
Yes, it is. Of course, we are keeping an eye on Sunday, a very close eye for the possibility of a wind-driven heavy snow event set up around here. It's not set in stone at all, but it is possible, and that's a big travel day. So we wanted to go ahead and make sure you guys were alert of the situation that could be on the table. And of course, as we get closer, we will bring you updates.
Absolutely. All right, that's our time for now. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, everybody.